Hello, hello, hello. Hello. No, no cannonball, baby. Is there sound? Yay. I think maybe. I'm not sure. Do, do, do. Eh. Hey, hey, quiet time, baby. Your Harley Quinn is right here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Words Have Power Murder Hour. I am Shelly. Welcome to Pagan Perspectives Saturday. Here. There. Oh, what does Harley Quinn say? Did you forget? Yes. Did she say hi, Puddin'? Hi, Puddin'. Hi, Puddin'. I love you, Puddin'. Too cute. All right. I love you, Puddin'. You are so sweet, baby. Let me know if y'all can hear me, see me fine, because we had problems, technical difficulties before. That's the whole reason I took a break, because I was like waiting for the internet to work with me. What, baby? Yes, it is Halloween. Yes, every day. Okay, baby. Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Hi. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Hey, quiet time. All right, so the last Pagan Perspectives video I actually had to take down, unfortunately. I messed up on something. But, hey, aye, Nishna. So, to reiterate, most pagans our hobbies include gardening, lots of gardening. There's a good deal of gardening going on with pagans, right? Also, many of us like to make things. We're into like arts and crafts. So like crocheting, I'm into crocheting. Just all kinds of arts and crafts. I think my daughter is tearing up the house. Hey, stop hitting stuff, please. So today, baby girl is playing between being a baby bat and also Harley Quinn. So it's a little bit chaotic. All right. So with pagans, there is no big, great agenda to like force convert non-pagans to paganism. There's none of that. There's a great deal of fostering animals who've been hurt and getting them healed up. I used to do that, and I still do. A lot of pagans actually volunteer at soup kitchens, food pantries, battered women's shelters, etc. Just like, you know what? Just like Christians do. Fancy that. Also, a lot. Aye. Remember we talked about quiet time? Okay. Go watch your Kindle. You only have about an hour. Just saying. So a lot of the things in your normal life that you just take for granted are actually have their root in paganism. So, for example, where does the word Thursday come from? That is a pagan word. There's nothing wrong with being Christian, but part of the reason I'm doing this particular live stream every Saturday is because there's been a good deal of, unfortunately, Christian people using paganism and the occult as a point of reference for evil people and the evil things they do, which is BS, is BS. Abusive people will use a mask. They will put a mask on. So they'll say, oh, I'm pagan. Oh, I'm into BDSM. Oh, I'm into this. I'm into that, whatever. And it's just BS. Marilyn Manson, for example, he masks his abuse in with BDSM and paganism and the occult and Satanism and all of that. And no, just no. So right now I'm trying to combat all of the negative worldviews that a lot of people from Abrahamic religions have about paganism. Paganism really isn't all that weird. You live with paganism every day, in many different ways, and you don't even know it. I'm a pagan, but I am irritated and done with. Mommy, this. Oh no, I will try to fix it. Hold on. All right, go in your room, play. I'll do my thing. I will try. I don't know if I will, but I will try. So a lot of the things that you interact with and just kind of take for granted as being just normal, and they are just normal. So like Thursday. Thursday is Thor's Day. Who and what is Thor? Thor was a Norse god. You see him in movies. Ragnarok, all of that, guess what? That's pagan. Banana. You have to, can you hold on till I'm done with the stream and I'll grab you a banana? Yes. Okay. Can you go watch your Kindle? Yes, Mommy. Thank you. Living in the world of a 3-year-old, it's like living with Harley Quinn on the daily. Chris Hemsworth, right? Okay. Yeah, so paganism, bananas, they could very well be pagan. I'm not sure. Paganism is all over the place in a lot of different ways. In the Catholic Church, you will see a lot of pagan elements. Christmas, Easter, of course, Halloween. A lot of your normal holidays are actually pagan. Oh Lord, there's so much. So there is nothing wrong with being Christian, and there is nothing wrong with being pagan. Things go wonky though when one group tries to equate the other group with being evil for no apparent reason. Just it's the otherism. Exactly. There's nothing wrong with being you. There's nothing wrong with being me either. I don't agree with certain aspects of Christianity because I am part Cherokee, and I don't agree with how Christians treated indigenous people here on this continent. Colonization is a thing, and the Bible was used to commit genocide against indigenous people. That's the reality. So that's just me. I'm not proselytizing. I'm not trying to convert anyone. And I've never seen or heard of a pagan person trying to convert someone. Just saying. Okay. had this pulled up, but then the internet decided to go wonky on me again. Let's see. 20 modern traditions with pagan origins. Let's see what this says. Bet you I can list off quite a few. Our obsession with cats stretches back to ancient Egypt and many other religious paths. You had Freya, who one of her animals was a cat. Like cats, she was all about cats. All right, quiet now, baby. So yes, cats and dogs, actually. That goes all the way back to ancient Egypt and Norse and Celtic and so on and so forth. Knocking on wood. That was Celtic. And you knocked on wood to curry favor with good spirits or distract bad spirits from foiling your plans. Interesting. Christmas. Yep. Christmas, there are just about every spiritual path, like old path, had a Christmas type holiday. A Yule, whatever. What, baby?
This. Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to fix that right now, but I will try later, okay? All right? Those things weren't really meant to play with. All right?
Sorry.
It's okay. You can play with that one. This, right here. Go in your room. Watch your Kindle. Alrighty. Halloween. The pagan holiday of Samhain. But see, Halloween or Samhain also has ties with a bunch of other old paths. It's not just European, is what I'm saying. Days of the week. Friday comes from the name Freya, the Norse goddess of love. Mondays, also pagan. That name comes from, hey, please go in your room. Take that in your room. Yeah, take it in your room, boo-boo. Thank you. Manan Deag. I'm not sure if I'm even pronouncing that right. The name of every day of the week comes from some traditional European paganism. True. Months of the year. June was named for Juno, Roman queen of the gods, wife to Jupiter. And apparently early Christian churches attempted to replace them with more wholesome names, but that didn't work out, obviously. Baby, what? We'll bring it here and I'll fix it for you. Covering your mouth to yawn. Yep. A lot of people don't realize that. In pagan Rome, doctors had a clever but completely wrong theory about yawning and infant mortality. Hey, we talked about keeping it down while I'm streaming, right? Here, let me see. All right. Now go sit in your room. Watch your Kindle. No, you can't have that one. Nope. That is your sissy's. Here. It's just there to look at, okay? Go on. We'll come get your Kindle. All right. So, yawning, they thought that yawning allowed a person's vital life essence to escape their body. Apparently, covering your pie hole with your hand was the only way to stop untimely death. Interesting. Wedding rings. Yep. A lot of people don't realize that. Wedding rings were not explicitly pagan. In traditional Greek and Roman beliefs, your fourth ring finger was thought to have a vein that ran directly to your heart. By placing your wedding ring here, you were making a strong and eternal commitment to love. There's way more to wedding rings. That goes way back. The shape of the ring actually was kind of a big thing. The fact that it's a circle that never ends was a big deal. Yeah, there's a lot to that. That's a really simplified, and they're really focusing on Greek, Roman, and European myths. Shh. Aye. Easter. Baby girl. It's quiet time now. I know. Easter is an important Christian holiday, but the term Easter is derived from Astre, a Germanic pagan goddess, and even the Easter bunny has a little pagan streak. It has a lot of pagan streak to it. Also, the egg, Athena, baby. Please take your Kindle and your toys in your room. Associated with fertility. Yep. And the whole colored eggs as a way to encourage pregnancy. Hey, Theater Vamp. I'll be right back, y'all. Come on, you. Here, go, come in. I don't know. Your puppy's in with your stuffies, and good luck finding it because you have so many stuffies. I don't even know. All right. So, fingers crossed. We're wishing for luck, or we're telling a lie. But this practice is far from the pagan tradition it originated from. In ancient times, it wasn't one person who would cross their fingers, rather, two people would use their index fingers to make a cross. This was done as an attempt to harness the power of any good spirits that might be hiding nearby. Flower crowns. I don't even know why anyone wants to go to Coachella, but whatever. Apparently you see them a lot there. In ancient Greece. See, they keep talking about Greece and Rome and all this and that, but flower crowns, like pretty much everywhere, were used to symbolize different things. So they're associated with different gods. Certain flowers can be associated with different gods or goddesses. Zeus was associated with oak. Aphrodite was with myrtle. True. But then in ancient Egypt, you had similar things. Bridesmaids. In ancient times, bridesmaids wore identical dresses and veils to that of the bride, so at least you didn't have to worry about being a tacky bridesmaid's dress. But all this matchiness had a purpose, and that purpose was to trick evil spirits into attacking a bridesmaid instead of the bride. Wow, that took a dark turn. All right. And in other cultures, bridesmaids also had like meaning. Gift giving. Yeah, that's another thing that runs through old path traditions. Let's see. Nike. Nike was a goddess of ancient Greece. She was the goddess of victory. Lady Justice. Yep. Ancient Roman goddess of justice. Yep. Mardi Gras. That was a big, huge blowout festival that would happen. For Saturn, the Roman god of agriculture. If I talk about that too much on YouTube, this video may be taken down. But they knew how to throw it down. So, U.S. Medal of Honor. The Roman goddess Minerva almost always makes an appearance. She is the goddess of war. Makes sense. So, and there are a bunch of other things. So yeah, there's a lot of things that you may think are, they're normal, and they are normal. And you see them all the time. You hear about them all the time. They're around all the time. There's a building here in New Orleans. On the roof, it has a bunch of statues on it. It's a beautiful building. I think it's one of the federal buildings, but they have like Atlas holding the world. They have other Roman, Greco-Roman gods and goddesses all on this building. That's all pagan. And all over the world, paganism is coming back in many ways. In Greece, you have temples being dedicated, and more people are turning to that ancient path. And that's happening all over the place, all over Europe, different places in Africa. Here, that same thing is happening here too. A lot of people are from a lot of people that I've talked with, they are irritated by how Christian ministers and priests and whatever seem to be more focused on money than actual people. That's just what these people are saying. I'm not saying that's the case. This is the feedback I'm getting. So a lot of people are turning to paganism, and it's interesting. So yeah. And this isn't, people who are proselytized to or, talked into converting or any of that. These are people who come to this path on their own, just like I did. Let's see. That's not what. Work with me. So New Year's Day apparently is another pagan festival all over the world. May 1st, Labor Day. Epiphany or Three Kings Day, St. John's Eve. Let's look. Let's see. The Roman version of Halloween. I mean, there are versions of Halloween all over the world. So May 1st, Labor Day. Let's see. For the Romans, May 1st was dedicated to Maya. Okay, after I get done with the stream, I will get you milk, and we'll have another dinner if you're still hungry, and all that good stuff. And then bath time, the whole shebang. All right?
And it's my teeth.
Yes, we will brush your teeth, but you have to go sit and be quiet. Watch your Kindle. She was an ancient goddess associated with the elements of fire and fertility. Shh. Yes. Go sit down, please.
No, I don't take bath.
Since when? You're goofy. Fire and fertility. The entire month was and still is named after her. Wow. The Epiphany or Three Kings, January 6th. The Magi Kings, which is an interesting word. I may actually do a stream on that one thing because that's very pagan. Let's see. Yep, you have king cake. It is associated with a special character of Italian folklore, the Befana. If I am pronouncing any of these words wrong, I do apologize. The Befana, whose name is actually a corruption of the word Epiphania, is an old witchy lady who lives in the mountains. During the night before the holiday, she flies on a broom and delivers little gifts, mostly candies, to the good kids. The naughty kids instead only receive coal, even though nowadays the coal is made of sugar. Luckily for the naughty kids. But who is she really? According to tradition, she was the lady who pointed the Magi kings in the right direction for Bethlehem. But if we look back to Roman times, no pop-ups, please. Damn it, really? Hold on. Pop-ups suck. We will find some very interesting traditions that can explain where the Befana originally came from. The Romans used to believe that during the 12 nights following their winter solstice, the moon goddess Diana, accompanied by two obscure deities, Satia and Abundantia, respectively, the personifications of satiety and abundance, used to fly over the fields to make them fertile. Moreover, the year itself was seen as an old lady, possibly representing Mother Nature herself. Before dying, she would still make the last gift of seeds and food to the people as a promise she would be born again in spring. Apparently, she would also deliver coal as punishment for naughty kids, but as a symbol of warmth. Interesting. St. John's Eve ties into the rebirth of the sun, right? It's all Roman, Greco-Roman. So a lot of the things that you see in your everyday life, days of the month, days of the week, names of things, just a different variety of things that you use in your language and also that you see every day and interact with every day have origins in paganism. This predates, in other words, they predate Christianity or the Abrahamic religions, really. So it's not weird. It's not a threat to you. There's not, being a pagan does not mean that you are sacrificing animals and children and worshiping Satan and all this and that. I am not a Christian. I don't believe in Satan. I don't worship Satan. That doesn't have any connection to me. That's a Christian thing, right? All right, I have to grab my charger real quick. Hold on. So, just because you believe something or I believe something, it doesn't mean that is like an actual fact. So, and part of the reason I started doing this series is because there was a video I watched while I was doing research And these people were going off about how pagans, there was this big cabal of pagans, and it's a pagan agenda to take over the world. Da, 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 da. For many pagans, their main agenda throughout the day is to what plant am I planting later in my garden, and how is that going to be useful if I'm making tinctures and tea. A lot of pagans are into like, making their own tea. Is this supposed to be quiet time, baby?
No.
I will get you more milk in a minute. You just had a cup. Okay? I promise. I'll get you a banana too. Okay, go watch your Kindle. Take advantage of it while you can. All right, so in this baby girl, go watch your Kindle, please. In this video I watched, it was all fear mongering, and it was not. They weren't even giving any real information, or like just there was obviously no research beyond the perpetuation of here's a thing to fear, here's a reason you must stay in this group, also give us money, is what it was. I will never come to your door with pamphlets telling you that you need to hear the word of the goddess. That's just never going to happen. I seriously doubt any pagan would do that, because we're busy. We got stuff to do. We're making sure our animals are healthy and rescuing animals off the street who are hurt.
Mommy, my Kindle.
Uh-huh. Go bring it here. Hey, hold on. Okay, that's a grown-up fork, remember? Yes. Go grab your Kindle, bring it here. I'll fix it for you. Like for me, my main thing that I do throughout the day is take care of baby girl. That's what I do. Shh. Where's your Kindle? Oh, okay. There you go. You want Ryan?
Yes.
You're silly. Close your mouth. Close your mouth. Okay, there's Ryan. Go in here. I don't know where this is coming from. This whole evil like agenda of converting the world to paganism. I think that might be projection. And I'm not saying that from a place of meanness. I'm not saying any of this from a place of meanness, actually. I'm just saying this from a place of truth. In truth, most pagans, when we get together, there's a good deal of eating. There may be drinking of wine or mead. There is frolicking. There's definitely frolicking. Probably drumming. A good deal of people flirting with each other. Conversations. It's really not a big mystery. What happens when you go to church? Yes, we will have people speak, and you may have people of different like branches of paganism talking about their particular thing, what have you, or history, or who knows what. A lot of us are history buffs too. What? Stop. What?
Donuts.
You can have donuts after I get done, okay? All right?
Yes.
Okay, but you have to go watch your Kindle.
Wow.
Athena. Baby girl.
What, Mommy?
If you want a donut after this, you have to go watch your Kindle.
Yes, Mommy.
Go.
I have to walk, Mommy.
You're not walking though. You're spinning. Well, you're kind of walking. You're spinning in circles and walking.
Whoa.
Okay, be careful.
Whoa.
Okay, so let's go back to this thing that is really European centric and Greco-Roman centric.
Mommy, this.
Okay. Please go watch your Kindle.
Yes. Mommy, I'm not walking.
Okay.
Mommy, I'm not walking.
All right, baby. Wow. See, even on this, there's a thing, pagan origins. Should Christians worry? No. Really? Why? And a lot of the practices that end up being Greco-Roman and European and all this and that stem from ancient Samaria, ancient Egypt, ancient Africa, all over. And that it probably all ties back to whatever root culture in ancient Africa. This symbol right here. A lot of people think this symbol is evil. Would you like to know what this symbol actually is? Back in the day, this was the symbol for the movement of the planet Venus in the sky throughout the year. So for one part of the year, it made this symbol. For the other part of the year, it made this symbol. It's just the movements of the planet Venus in the sky. It's nothing evil. And actually, in the beginnings of the Christian church, this symbol would be found. It was used along with the fish symbol and all of the other symbols that you know of, the cross, everything else. It's not some big mystery. And when people talk about the occult just simply means hidden. It's only hidden if you're not looking for it. If you're looking for it, it's right there. All of that history is right there. And it's really not something to be afraid of. Unless you have someone fear-mongering to you, then, you know. And this says the pagan boom, why young people are turning to, hold on, let me click on this. I'm curious what this says. Why young people are turning to non-traditional religions. I mean, define traditional, because paganism can be traditional. And this is from the UK. Paganism or witchcraft is about freedom. It puts the spiritual power back in your own hands. That's true. That is true. Wow, so apparently in the UK, more and more people are turning to non-Abrahamic religions and also monotheism, and they are turning to polytheism. Interesting. Many young people are leaving organized religions for similar reasons to myself, says Eileen Nash, 20, an ex-Catholic turned Wiccan. We're tired of the shame. They want to ask theological questions, and they don't want to be a part of an organization that promotes discrimination of any kind. Interesting. Here's another person who is a druid. As a queer man, I felt like I constantly had to apologize for my sexuality and beg forgiveness for something that I didn't choose. Shh. meeting an increasing number of Christians at university, many of whom were bigoted, intolerant, and closed-minded, performing boring and aesthetically improvised rituals, convinced me that this was not a spiritual community I wanted anything to do with, so I stopped going to church. Wow, that's hard. That's rough. And I think that's a lot of it. I know a lot of queer people who have turned to paganism. They still want the community. They still want, a spiritual path, but they don't want to deal with being told that they're evil. That whole BS abusive tactic of hate the sin, love the sinner. That's abusive. A lot of us queer people find that abusive. And, have turned to other spiritual paths that won't judge. Calm down. Go sit at your table and watch your Kindle. Yes, you can. All right, so that's the pagan part of the whole thing, what I wanted to cover of paganism. Anyone else want to say anything? Kind of went off on a rant a little bit, but it had to be said. After watching that, that podcast video, whatever it was really, really painful. They basically just went off on, and I think they're one of those kind of more extremist Christian groups. I don't even really think they're really Christian. I don't view Christians as being so judgmental and negative, and it was just really, really, apparently queer people are also evil, and it's one of those things where if you're not Christian our way, so they probably view other Christians as not really being Christian, which kind of seems like if you're following the path of Christ, you'd want to actually follow the path of Christ and judge not, lest ye be judged thyself. I don't know. Aye, baby. Stop making noise, please. I love you. Anyone? Trying to start a dialogue over here. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Yep. All right, hold on. I'll be back again. You're going to have my complete undivided attention in just a minute, okay? Alrighty. Hello, everybody. I am back. Sorry for that intermission. Baby girl is so used to having my complete undivided attention that she kind of gets upset when I'm not right there with her. So, yeah. So, pagans aren't trying to take over the world. We may be trying to plant the largest garden ever. That could happen. I'm just saying. I can see a bunch of pagan people trying to do that. We will, on occasion, see a plant that we like and take like a cutting or, to put in our garden. I have done that. Many of us have done that. It's this whole hold on. No. Oi, that heater. It's hot in here. Alrighty, so yeah, trying to think of if I covered everything. Oh yeah, Wicca is a more modern kind of take on paganism, really. It's gonna have to be another live stream. So here soon, Marcus is switching from one job to another, so his schedule will be different, and it'll be easier for me to live stream. Because either he can hang with baby girl, or we can both be in here, and he can help me with that. So it'll be a bit better, a bit easier. Kind of looking forward to that. I like doing streams with Marcus, at least sometimes. Because I don't want to force him to. Modern paganism. Interesting. Oh boy. It is so hot in here right now. So this video isn't meant to hurt anyone's feelings. Quite the opposite. I'm just trying to help educate people, because quite often us pagans will have our feelings hurt all the friggin' time, and no one even thinks about it. Then it's not even a consideration. When you hear, let's say you're in a Christian group of some kind, and you hear someone saying that all pagans do is just evil stuff, we're casting curses against people and all this and that. I know very few pagans who actually do curse work of any kind. And when they do, usually there's a lot of thought behind that. And it can be a very therapeutic thing, but it's not something that happens all the friggin' time. Why? Because there are consequences to your actions. If you're Wiccan, then there's the rule of the reed and the rule of 3, right? Other paths have a rule of 10, or my path. I really have to think about things, what I'm doing, how I'm treating people, and really there's a lot of self-introspection that goes on. Maybe if Christians would consider that if they haven't looked into a thing themselves and read materials on that subject, they may not actually know the reality, and maybe talking bad about people who are actually, a lot of us are really kind-hearted people. Just because we follow a different religion from you doesn't mean that we are evil, or that we are your enemy, or that we're going to do something horrible to you. Just as I hope many Christians these days wouldn't do horrible things to us or try to harm us because we're not Christian. And that's the gist of what I'm saying. But then I say that, and then I realize I've had Christians do some pretty messed up things to me. There was this group that was more like a cult, and personally, I don't really think they were real Christians. There's a difference between a real Christian who walks the path of Christ and a faker. In my mind, that's how I view it. They're two separate things, right? But I had a group of Christians. Once a day, I would see one or two of them, and one would throw a little pocket-sized Bible at me hard, like he was trying to throw it into my brain. And the other one would throw these little vials of water, it looked like. I didn't know what was in the vial. I didn't open it. But these little vials. And it turns out they were doing that because they were trying to strike me with the fear of God. And they were hoping the vials of water would break on me, and I would be doused in the water of God, and I would convert to Christianity. What I did end up doing was having big, huge bruises and welts on me. I mean, if you want to not convert someone, if you want to do the opposite of converting someone, then throw things at someone like that and abuse them. I'm just saying maybe we could move with a bit more grace and kindness. So pagans, Christians, anyone's welcome to come on here if you have questions. I will try to answer them. And basically just want to get a dialogue started of positivity and hopefully understanding, at least to a degree. So I'm going to do this every Saturday. And as I said, I differentiate between, I guess, what I consider real Christians and fake Christians. The Christians who are just Christian to show off. It's their bragging thing, right? They're over here. Real Christians are over here. Real Christians are President Carter, who's like 90-something, and he's still building houses with Habitat for Humanity. That's a real Christian. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know many real Christians who don't try to force their beliefs on anyone else. They always seem to be out there trying to help people, and they're just good people. There's a difference between the two. That's my opinion. Anyway, just as with any group of people, you're going to have good people and you're going to have bad people. That's just the way humanity is, right? So even in pagan communities, you're going to have bad people in a pagan community because it's a group of humans. You're going to have your good people and your bad people, or your not so good people, whatever. So Ostara FTW. Okay, what does FTW mean? I don't even know if Theater Vamp is still here or not, but I'm always confused by that. Don't close the door on yourself, baby. You're silly. Alrighty. I know a lot of other people are streaming tonight, so I really didn't expect too many people to be on here, but she's figured out how to close her door and how to open it. She's having all the fun right now. What you need? Okay. All right. Do you want me to? I'm just going to go ahead and guess that you want me to put that back on for you. Come here. Aye. Here. I know. That's pretty amazing, huh? Here, take that in your room. Okay, thank you. Alrighty. So, anyone have any questions, comments, thoughts, bitches, gripes, moans? I get it. There's a lot. I want to get into like ancient Samaria, ancient Egypt. A lot of stuff is really European centric, and there's so much more to the world. We got the Indus Valley. I mean, there's so many spiritual paths out there. Someday I will make it to Egypt. Someday. Machu Picchu. Oh, yeah. I have such a long list of places I want to visit. Ah, yeah. Well, yes, that's going to hurt your ears. Don't do that, baby. All right, y'all. It's been almost an hour. I think I've said what I wanted to say in the stream. And I will be on tomorrow. What was tomorrow? I'm trying to remember. It was something Sundays. Sci-Fi Sundays, right. Sci-Fi Sundays tomorrow. I'm very excited about tomorrow. Cannot wait for tomorrow. So tomorrow, I know exactly what we're going to be talking about. It's a surprise. You have to tune in tomorrow. Probably be in the schedule title. Thank you all for being here. Everyone who commented and whatnot, I appreciate it. If you're watching the replay, thank you. Please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Do all the things. I appreciate every bit of it. And understand that you have the right to say no. Your no should be respected. You also have the right to think for yourself and live however you want to be. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Baby.